Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be doing a video about two National League clubs. Salford City, who are potentially buying the league. They've signed players on 4K wages and signed some absolutely crazy names in there. And also Wrexham, who have benefited off a Premier League transfer, which could help them out for the end of the transfer window and for the season. So make sure you leave a like on the video. Let's try and smash 40 likes on the video for a bit of National League news. Subscribe if you are new, doing loads of non-league videos and stuff during the season. So make sure you subscribe and leave a like. And let's get straight into it. First, we start with Salford City, who last week really did shock the National League with two players on 4K wages. One of those was Adam Rooney. Adam Rooney from Aberdeen, 87 goals in 194 appearances in the top tier of Scottish football. This isn't the third tier, this isn't the second tier, this is the top tier of Aberdeen, a very historic club, a big club. And he's dropped about 5 divisions. He was their top goal scorer to join Salford. It's a great signing, but he is on a big wage. And what does that say about the Scottish Premier League? I don't know. If they're joining non-league clubs to leave it. And Aberdeen actually were in the Europa League. So Adam Rooney left Aberdeen, who I think were in the Europa League when he was talking to Salford, to join a team in non-league football. Bit crazy as well, and Salford have really gone mental. They also signed Nathan Pond, who was at Fleetwood for an absolute age. And he's probably on a big wage if he's going to leave Fleetwood and not retire there. And then Danny Lloyd, another one of the interesting ones, on another 4K wage, reported to be 4K wages. And apparently he was only on 1.5K at Peterborough. So his wage has been doubled from his time at Peterborough, who was someone that played a lot of games for Peterborough. And this has created a lot of craziness in the non-league community. I'm on the National League banter page on Facebook, and everyone's talking about Salford right now, and everyone has their own different opinions. But something that annoys me is a lot of these so-called Salford City fans. If you were one of the originals 10 years ago, fair enough, but a lot of fans who have, you could say, jumped on the bandwagon are moaning about why people are talking about Salford, saying they're buying the league and they don't really deserve it, are taking a bit back. For me, you could say that's a bit hypocritical because I'm an absolute fan. We've had a bit of investment, but before the investment, we still had quite a few fans who all still, pretty much a lot of them still go. Whereas with Salford, they're pretty much basically a whole new fan base, and they haven't been there for very long, and you could say jumping on the bandwagon. And another interesting thing we saw was with Andy Holt, an Accrington Stanley owner, who was pretty angry with what Gary Neville and Salford are doing. And he had a bit of a Twitter battle, or Twitter spat, with Gary Neville over what was happening. And it was a bit crazy. And Andy Holt actually revealed Accrington Stanley's spending yearly budget, which was basically £1 million. But Gary Neville didn't actually reveal Salford's wages. And Andy Holt did have an interesting point that some teams were just trying to buy their way into the EFL. And obviously Accrington Stanley had this sort of fairy tale story, which they got to League One with such a low budget, and the players, if they won, going to McDonald's. And those are the story everyone loves for your classic football fans. But for Salford City, it hasn't really been that. And we could potentially try and work out what Salford are on a year. If you work out that 4K a year is 200,000 a year, for two players that's 400,000. So that's almost half a League One club's, Accrington Stanley's, budget for the whole year. In two players, then you can see that Salford City definitely are going to be much more than Accrington Stanley, who are a League One club, we have to say. Where is this actually money coming from? The Class of '92, of course, are involved in it. They are investing But a lot of it comes from Peter Lim, the Valencia owner, who of course is good friends with the Neville brothers, and that's of course why he got the job there. And he's investing quite a lot. He is obviously a multi-millionaire, billionaire, I don't know. He's obviously got a lot of money, but then you've also got this added investment from Sky Sports and BT Sport. Obviously, they're all pundits, so they work on the sort of Sky Sports and stuff. And Sky Super 6, which is something that Sky Sports own, is a prediction thing, sponsor Salford. So that's another bit of money invested into the club. And also, Salford Friendly was put on BT Sport again because some of the pundits are on there, and it just feels like Salford are just going to be on TV because people have heard of the name, and the pundits are on there, so they can just go down to the game, and it's just easy for BT Sport, and it's easy for Sky Sports as well. So more BT Sport can get them on TV, they're going to enjoy it, and they're actually on Sky Sports News as well, and the fact how much promotion they're getting, how much promotion this club is getting compared to a normal club is ridiculous, and it frustrates me when BT Sport and Sky Sports News are giving them so much promotion when they don't really need it. But the problem is if Salford do go up, which they probably will, if things don't go, if they can get their act together, and they probably will, to be honest, then they will face FFP, or financial fair play, in the Football League, which you don't get in the National League, which is a debate worth having due to Salford City and Forest Green and what they've done in the National League. So they're going to be going up to, if they do go up, they have those financial burdens on them, which could really affect them, because your revenue has to be the same as what's coming in, and it's pretty much, I don't think it's comparable. And like what we've seen with Forest Green, they've actually quite struggled. They've tried to bring in a lot of youth players because you can't do the same spending that you're doing in the National League. And it's kind of unfair. So if you look at some of the teams, like the smaller teams, the part-time teams, in the National League, they probably have a weekly budget of about 10k, 12k, roughly. And two of those players at Salford City are already taking that up. So it's a bit crazy. Maybe it's a bit of jealousy, but the fact they're signing all these fantastic players and stuff. But yeah, I don't really like what they're doing at the moment, and the fact the money they're investing to bring in players like Adam Rooney, who was on like a 4-year deal or whatever. There was obviously some big wages. And another thing that annoys me is the documentary about them. Non-League YT said in his video that it's portrayed as some sort of fairy tale in the last one, how they got to the playoffs, even though they had some players on big wages and the biggest in the league. So it's not really a fairy tale, is it? So yeah, that's it for Salford. Let me know your thoughts about Salford in the comments below. I'm sure it's going to cause a lot of debate, what I've said, and throughout the season on the banter page, the National League banter page, and the non-league community. But to more of a positive story, Wrexham have a 20% sell-on clause with Danny Lloyd, who signed for Leicester for £12.5 million. What does that mean for Wrexham? They get 2.5 million of that 12.5 million, which I'm sure Wrexham fans are delighted about. And they can reinvest that whoever they do please. And I think they do need a few signings. They have brought in Summerfield and a few others. So it'd be interesting to see where that investment, or 2.5 million, does actually go. But considering Wrexham have a sort of fan sort of transfer thing where the fans invest in help add to the transfer budget, I think some of that has to go back into the club and make it more sustainable. But to get that is great for Wrexham, and I'm really happy for them to get that money, because I do like Wrexham and they've got some nice fans that are on the channel. So let me know, Wrexham fans, how are you feeling about the Danny Lloyd transfer helping out the Dragons. And yeah, that is today's video. Hope you did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts about everything I talked about in the video. Salford City, Wrexham, Danny Lloyd to Wrexham, Danny Lloyd to Leicester, not Wrexham. And obviously the crazy situation with Salford City and the crazy wages that they're paying their players and stuff like that. So make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you all later.